So I gained 30 pounds of muscle without bulking, and I thought I'd share how with you guys because a lot of you seem concerned with making gains when you're starting so small. So I'd say around high school I was probably about $180, and I couldn't do much about making that go up or down because we were broke. I ate what we had: Hungry Howie's, McDonald's, Hardee's. A lot of Hardee's. Mom loved Hardee's coupons. It really wasn't until college that I finally figured out that it would take more protein for me to see any strength gains, any muscle gains, and that was only because our strength trainer had actually told us to drink protein before and after the workout to see more significant results from the actual workout. But I still didn't understand the science. I didn't really understand the exact numbers. I didn't understand caloric intake. I didn't even understand how my metabolism worked. But still, I'm in college at this point, and I'm weighing in at around 195 pounds, which isn't terrible, but I play the 5. So I'm going up against 7-footers every game, and coaches like, bulk up, put on size, get stronger. And I'm like, bet, let's do it. But the only problem with words is they've got nothing on action, and going to the actual weight room, putting in work, training was just something that I didn't have a passion for yet, mainly because I wasn't focused. I had too many distractions that I put on myself, like video games, partying, pretty much all the things that you would assume would lead to a caloric surplus, but never did. There were times where I tried to maintain between 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day, and it still wasn't really doing much for me because of how much training I was doing at the end of the day, which should tell you now that if you don't have any extracurricular activities going on, then you should probably just eat more. You don't really have to watch the rest of this video. I'm kidding. There are actual numbers and science that I'm going to break down later on. And when I did end up transferring schools and inevitably dropping out, I was still broke, so I couldn't really eat more. And because of this, it was even more necessary that I find a way to put on muscle. So I finally get into calisthenics, and I'm able to increase the size of my existing muscle. But I plateau after a year, and in the next year, I'm pretty much just wasting my time trying to make strength gains, muscle ups, planches, front levers, and that's too much stuff to try to figure out to train in one day while you're still trying to make gains at the same time. It's like calisthenics and weights are definitely great to combine, but when it comes to making calisthenics strength gains in terms of the superhuman moves that you see, I don't really see how you can correlate that with actual weightlifting if you're not past a beginner level of calisthenics to even begin to know where to build off of. And that was the predicament I faced before I decided to get into weightlifting. Fresh into weightlifting, I'm still broke, so eating more food, getting more calories in, that was out of the question. And then something amazing happened one day. I posted a TikTok video saying that you could not build muscle and lose fat at the same time, which I actually thought that you could not do. I had no idea. And I was enlightened because my notifications were blown up with people telling me you're wrong. Misinformation. So I did a bit more research, and then I found out about body recomposition, and with that you can burn fat and build muscle at the same time. But there's a catch. You need to get a sufficient amount of protein in while you're maintaining that calorie deficit. Now, I've done extensive research on what exact calculations will be best for all of us to be able to gain muscle mass, and in spite of all the different calculations we have out there, it appears that 1.6 grams per kg of body weight would work best to gain muscle mass, and 0.8 grams per kg of body weight is great to stay at a maintenance level. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Drew, I'm not really trying to lose fat, bro. And that's perfectly fine. Just don't maintain the calorie deficit, but still get that protein in. And that's essentially what I did, guys. Before I dropped out, I was at 210 pounds. And after a year into dropping out and pretty much not really having a place to stay, I ended up going back down to 195 again. So I had to work my way back up since that point, which was actually in 2019. It's now 2023, so you do the math. That's 2 years calisthenics and 2 years of weightlifting. And now I'm 230 pounds. Now, I say all this to say that while bulking definitely works, like it works, I want to go on record saying that I suggest everyone bulk if they want to gain weight. That's the most optimal way to gain weight fast. But if you have some type of restrictions like I had, whether it's dietary, financial, or maybe you just live at your parents' house and can't really control it, then I highly suggest you focus less on your caloric intake and more on getting 1.6 grams per kg of body weight to actually see some muscle growth. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm actually going to start posting content daily. I feel like I could do this daily. Let me know in the comments if you'd actually like me to do this daily. If me just standing here and talking to you guys is simple enough for a connection, quick 5 to 10 minute video, then I'll just do that.